talagang sinadya nyo na only 30 days as opposed to 3 months or 6 months dahil sinadya nyo, nakita kayo ng butas na kapag 30 days lang, hindi masasapol ang mga kabalastugan na nangyayari dyan sa loob ng NAIA. Today's officially our third committee hearing to tackle this issue of human trafficking. Based on current updates, allow me first to commend the efforts of the Department of Foreign Affairs in successfully rescuing 8 of our kababayans who fell victims to this atrocious crime last February 14, 2023. These 8 Filipinos were finally repatriated and brought back home after they were illegally recruited online in Dubai, made to pass through Bangkok, then brought to Myanmar to participate in illegal activities such as tricking people into investing into cryptocurrency. Maraming salamat sa DFA sa lahat ng initiative at tulong ninyo sa ating mga kababayan under the leadership of Yusek Eduardo de Vega. Alam ko mahirap at dumaan kayo sa butas ng kanayon para magawan ng paraan na maibalik ang ating mga kapwa Pilipino. Again, I cannot overemphasize the importance of finding a lasting solution to this problem of human trafficking. Inulit ko, ang trafficking ng tao ay isang malaking problema na nakapekto sa buong bansa, lalo na sa mga vulnerable nating mga kababayan. Ito ay isang paglabag sa karapatang pantao at madalas nakakasangkot o nasasangkot ng pagsasamantala sa mga tao may hina, lalo na sa mga kababaihan at bata. Napapanahon na para tuldukan ang isyong ito. We need to implement stronger laws and policies and provide support and protection for victims and double our efforts in raising awareness about its dangers and serious consequences. I recall that during the last hearing, I asked the Bureau of Immigration, Interagency Council Against Trafficking, or IACAT, with the cooperation of the Coast Guard, to run after and prosecute all illegal recruiters and traffickers involved. I would like to get an update from them today. I also suggested that the Bureau of Immigration must adopt policies and initiate projects geared toward the digitalization of our screening process, including but not limited to using RFIDs and more eye scanners or screening machines. Meron na po ba tayong adjustment na ginawa tungkol dito? Finally, I recommend to the DMW that we should have migrant workers offices in vulnerable territories such as Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam, to which they committed that 4 MWO will soon be built in different territories. I would like to get an update on that also today. Malakas at malaking aking paniniwala na sa pamamagitan ng ating kooperasyon at pagpupursigi, we will find a solution to this problem. Kaya sana lahat tayo ay maging proactive, mag-cooperate para tuluyan ng matigil ang pambibiktima sa ating mga kababayan. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair, at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat din po, Sen. Raffy. Now I request the committee secretary to acknowledge all the guests and administer the oaths to those who are here for the first time.
Good morning, everyone. The committee would like to acknowledge the presence of the following resource person. From the Interagency Council Against Trafficking, we have Yusek Nicolas Felix T. From the National Bureau of Investigation, we have the Chief Cybercrime Division, Mr. Jeremy Loto, the Executive Officer, Mr. Efren Abantao. Then the Chief of the Anti-Human Trafficking Division, we have Attorney Catherine Olasco. Then from the Bureau of Immigration, we have Commissioner Norman G. Tansinko. Then from the from BI, we have Mr. John Moses Hernandez. Okay. From the Department of Foreign Affairs, we have from the Migrants Workers Affairs, we have Yusek Eduardo Jose de Vega. Then we have Acting Deputy ASIC Bernadette Mendoza. Then we have Director Diane Christine Miranda Pastrana. From the Department of Social Welfare and Development, we have ASEC Irene Dumlao. Then from the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, we have Administrator Arnaldo Ignacio, together with Director Jocelyn Hapal. Then from the Philippine Coast Guard, we have Commodore Angel Beliran. Then we have Captain Habelino Sali. Then we have Colonel Christopher Abrahano, Colonel Roderick Campo, Colonel Gary A. Reyes, Colonel Arnel Apud, Lieutenant Colonel Alex de Maculangan, and from the terminal manager of Ninoy Aquino International Airport, we have terminal manager for Terminal 1, Mr. Luterio Torre Campo. For Terminal 2, we have Mr. Sin Joselito Sunga. Then for Terminal 3, we have Mr. Lauro Francisco. Terminal 4, we have Mr. Arnel Atis. Then for Manila International Airport Authority, we have Mr. Cesar Chong. We have Mr. Brian Anderson Co. Then we have Mr. Rafael Sigular. Then we have the AGM for security. We have Brigadier General Manuel Gonzalez. Then for Luzon International Premier Airport Development Corporation, we have Attorney Manuel Joseph Franco. Then Mr. Dante Basanta. Then Miss Marites Flores. Joining us online for Facebook, we have Mr. Rob Adams. Then we have Miss Malina Edlon. Then we have Alias Redwan. Then from the University of Denver, we have Dr. Alvin Camba. Then we have ASEC Francisco Ron de Guzman from the Department of Migrants Workers. May I request everyone to please stand up and raise your right hand?
Just those who are here for the first time, please.
Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name, do solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to this committee. Thank you. You may now take your seat.
Thank you very much to everyone, and thank you, COMSEC. For the record, friends, Dr. Alvin Camba and our representatives from Meta are abroad, but we did not require an oath because they are not testifying as witnesses. They are sharing their expertise. So for the record, thank you. So ngayon po ay pakikinggan na natin ang ating witness. Itago natin sa pangalang Ridwan, isang Indonesian. Ridwan entered the Philippines on March 7th, 2023 and left on March 16th, 2023. I enter into the records that Ridwan executed a sworn affidavit before the Philippine Embassy in Jakarta, which we have already turned over to the National Bureau of Investigation. Ridwan has also been administered an oath before the consular office in our embassy in Jakarta, and he has sworn to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And the committee has received the official transmission from our embassy. So Ridwan, Assalamualaikum, and terima kasih for joining us in this hearing.
Waalaikumsalam. Good morning.
Good morning, Ridwan. Could you kindly read your affidavit for the committee?
Okay. I found the job and from a post on Facebook in the 4th week of February, perhaps on February 23 or 24. The job description was digital marketing. Also in my mind, I believe it to be online gambling. I replied to the Facebook and then I was told to the contact a Telegram account. We continue our communication in Telegram. The requiter name is Arfian Juliani and their nationality is Indonesian. After I agree to accept the job offer, Afrian Giuliani prepared my flight arrangement and sent my ticket. I flew to the Philippines from Jakarta on March 7.
Ridwan, could you move closer to the mic so we can hear you better?
Hello?
Yes, that's better. Please just speak closer to the mic so we can hear you well.
Okay. A little
Terima
past
kasih.
midnight, aboard Cebu Pacific Air. I was with two other Indonesians, and all three of us were going to be working for the same company. It was my first time to meet the other Indonesian. In Jakarta Airport, the recruiter asked us to take a selfie and to send the photo to him. We arrived in Nino Aquino International Airport at 5:45 p.m. To my surprise, there was an employee waiting for us right after we went out of the tube and into the airport. This man was standing close to the main restroom, even before the booth of the Bureau of Quarantine. He was in his 20s, muscular, and was in navy blue pants and white shirts. He was wearing an apple green vest. He had our photo in his mobile phone and he compared the photo to our face. He then escorted us first to the Bureau of Quarantine, where we saw our QR code, and then afterward to the immigration counter. When we arrived at the immigration counter, a new counter opened for us and the Filipino land. Although I don't know if it was just a coincidence, our escort and the immigration officer did not say anything to each other, but I saw them exchange glances. Our passports were stamped. After getting our luggage, we got into the van. The driver also had our photo with him. And then we were brought to a condominium called Byport West NAIA Garden Residence, which was just a 5 minutes drive away. There were many security guards in the condominium. They were waiting for us when we entered. I remember seeing a Vietnamese and then three Indonesian women. I know they are the requiters. Then there were also many Filipino. The Vietnamese requiter and the Filipino woman employee was position I don't know, made me sign what they said, what the contract. But they did not give me time to read the contract. We fell under pressure because the situation feels scary. There were CCTV cameras everywhere, and there were many people around. I signed a blank paper. I was given an identification card to use in the area where we sleep, the area where we work, and the canteen. Then they took my passport from me. Afterward, I was shown where I would be sleeping in one studio room. 7 male Indonesian were staying. The water is on only for 2 hours in 24 hours. Based on my observation, there are hundreds of Indonesians in the condominium alone. However, there are many other nationalities there as well. I saw many black people, but I was not sure of their nationality. I was told by the recruiter that our main boss was Chinese. On the third day, we start working. We were each given an old iPhone and a laptop. Our office space housed 20 Indonesians in the same room. The supervisor is a black man. I was told he is from South Africa and a Chinese. They explained it that we first have to create a social media character. This social media character has to be a woman who read, who is young, who is smart and successful. We need to find and grab photo online that we can use. Basically, we were instructed to steal the identity of the other people and use their identity to scam target. Our target are our fellow Indonesian. We find them on Tinder, Facebook, and Instagram. Then, after our target fall in love with us, we make them invest in cryptocurrency. We need to get money from them and scam and at least to target amount. When we do not get victim, we will get punishment. My impression is that many employees have their salary with help from them. Our salaries are supposed to be 80,000 pesos a month. But the employee who were there before me keep begging me for instant noodles and even cigarettes. I also know that there are secret areas where employees are punished and even electrocuted. There were so many security guards all over the place. Based on my observation, the World Byport West NAIA Garden resident is using for scamming. After 4 days, I realized that I can't stay there anymore. I lied and sighed. I'm sick. I told the boss from South Africa, I cannot work here. He told me I need to pay back what the company spent. I paid 100,000 pesos. I leave the compound on my 13th. Then I leave my 16 from the Philippines. I am voluntarily executing this affidavit for the purpose of assisting the Senate Committee investigation on human trafficking to scam youths and for any purpose that may help in law enforcement operation again this scam youth and the rescue and protection of trafficked individual, especially my fellow Indonesian. In witness where I have Hurento signed my name below this, 17 April 2023. At the Embassy of Philippines in Jakarta, Indonesia.
Terima kasih, Ridwan. Thank you very much for executing and now reading your affidavit to the committee. So, just to confirm, you arrived in the Philippines on March 7, correct?
Yes,
Yes. And your flight out was on March 16, 2023. Is this correct?
yes,
Yes. As you are covered by the oath now, for the record, this corrects for the record a date error on the affidavit where the flight out was indicated as May instead of March. So it's now correct as March 16. Now, Ridwan, in your statement, you said that the three of you Indonesians were met by a man in navy blue pants,
Yes.
a white shirt, and an apple green vest, and that this man had photos of you on
Yes.
his phone. Ridwan, are you sure that he had photos of you?
Yes, I'm sure.
You're sure. Did this man say anything to you and to
No.
your companions?
No,
No.
he don't talk anything. They just give instruction.
Okay, so he did
Yeah.
not say anything to you.
Yeah.
Now, do you recall, Ridwan, do you recall if the other passengers on the flight, aside from you, 3 Indonesians, were the other passengers on the flight also met by a Filipino man in uniform? Or was it just your group of
No.
3?
Just only 3.
Just
Me.
only
Yeah.
you 3. Okay. So at this point, Ridwan and friends, I will now ask the Bureau of Immigration. Sir, Commissioner Tansinko, what airport employee is dressed in navy blue pants, white shirt, and an apple green vest? Is that someone from the BI? Sino po ang may ganitong uniform?
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Senator Tulfo.
Morning, sir.
The uniform of the Bureau of Immigration is black. I would like to request an immigration officer in complete uniform. So this is our uniform, ma'am.
I see, sir.
I believe, Your Honor, it's the MIA who can identify what office is using that particular uniform identified by the witness. Thank
All
you.
right.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Commissioner. I will do that immediately now. But so for the record, wala pong BI employee na nakaganyang uniforme.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the uniform is the one shown by the gentleman behind you in black.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. And then before I ask the MIAA, my staff found this online. So this photo, Ridwan, can you see the photo? Is this similar to what you saw, to what the man who approached you was wearing?
Yes, but different T-shirt. He wearing the white shirt, shirt, not like that. White shirts.
All right, white shirt, not
Yes. Not navy.
so white shirt, not blue or black shirt, but the
Yes.
vest, was it like this apple green vest?
Yes, I remember. He wearing apple green.
Recording in progress.
Thank you, terima kasih, Ridwan. And the pants, was it this similar black pants in the
Yes.
photo?
The pen is same.
All right, so you remember clearly the apple green vest and the black pants like in this photo.
Madam Chair.
So, yes,
can I
Sen.
pare-
Rafi, of course.
Okay, can I ask Mr. Ridwan, and he identified that the guy who approached him was wearing a green vest. Did you notice that the green vest has the words airport police at the back of the vest or in front, just like in the picture, sir?
Yeah, but I don't see airport police in this in his what I said.
Okay, so there was no
Yeah.
print,
Yeah,
no print that says airport
yeah.
police. Okay,
I'm not
is
seeing.
there any print that you notice that you remember in the vest, the green vest? And
Yeah.
was he wearing an ID?
No, I'm not seeing.
Not wearing an ID. Kasi, Madam Chair, hindi naman pwede makapasok sa loob ng airport ang isang tao kahit na naka-green vest siya kung wala siyang ID. So the ID is very important sana.
That's right, Sen. Rafi. And Ridwan, did you see the back of the man who approached you, who was wearing a green vest and black pants? Did you see his back?
I see, but I'm not seeing the police airport right in the back. I'm not remember. I really not
Okay.
remember.
Okay, so what you do remember is an apple green vest and
Yeah.
black pants.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
his uniform.
And okay, and that uniform. And do you remember?
One more question, Madam Chair.
Yes, Sen.
Okay,
Rafi.
Mr. Ridwan, did you notice a handgun? Was
Yeah.
was he wearing
Wait,
a
wait, wait,
belt with
wait.
handgun on it?
Wait. No, I'm not sure.
Okay. Go ahead, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Sen. Rafi. So I'll ask the MIAA now. Will it be Mr. Chong? Thank you, sir. So,
So,
whose
sorry, Madam
uniform
Chair,
is
pwede
this?
pa makasingit one more time.
All
Last.
right, Sen. Rafi,
So-
before I
sorry.
go to Mr. Chong.
Okay, Mr. Ridwan has the date written here, February 23 or 24. So can we go to the immigration or MIA for the CCTV footage of that particular day so we can identify who that person was? What date was that?
Sen. Rafi,
7?
the February 22 or 23 or 24 was when Ridwan found the job ad from a post on Facebook.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Opo.
So what
His-
was the date that he arrived?
He flew to the
At the
Philippines from Jakarta on March 7. And then he left
I mean, the night that he arrived in the Philippines?
March 7,
March 7?
2023.
And what time
Yes.
was it?
A little past midnight.
Okay, so can
Yes.
we pull the CCTV footage of that particular day, particular night, so we can identify that person, as Mr. Ridwan said, was wearing a green apple vest?
So can we ask Mr. Chong also to, all right, for the record, Sen. Rafi and friends, there is no CCTV. The committee already requested that,
Oh.
but there is no
And why
CCTV.
not?
Madam Chair,
But wala.
Madam
So
Chair.
Mr. Chong, yes, if you could
Uh,
answer the question of Sen. Rafi, bakit
The-
walang CCTV? And then also the question of the chair. So kaninong uniforme yung apple green vest, navy blue pants, and white shirt? Kaninong jurisdiction yung taong yon? Yes, Mr. Chong.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Senator, Madam Chair. To answer the request for CCTV po, we received the letter from your staff yesterday, and the request was for March 8. No? Unfortunately po, yung retention period ng CCTV ho ng MIA is only for 30 days. So
30
yung
days.
March 8 po, hindi po namin, wala na ho kaming copy po. Hindi na
Yung ba
po siya
talagang
kasi-
patakarampot hanggang 30 days lang?
Yes, sir.
Why 30 days only?
Yun lang po.
Why not 3 months? Why not 5 months?
Sir, for now, sir, yun po yung storage capability po ng CCTV ng MIAA.
Well, you need to
GM Cho.
upgrade. You need to
Yes.
upgrade.
That's one of the things that we're looking at, sir.
Indeed, we need to upgrade GM Chong, as Sen. Rafi is saying, kasi napakalaking problema
Or
nitong human trafficking. Tapos isang buwan pa lamang burado na yung CCTV. So talagang mapapaano ba yan ang mga
Or-
taong concerned dito?
Or Madam
Yes,
Chair,
Sen.
that
Rafi.
was done intentionally not to upgrade because they have plans, a bad scheme like this in cahoots with other airport authorities to come up with a scam, human trafficking that is,
Yeah. Hindi naman ho siguro.
to get
sir.
away with.
That's why we're reviewing the.
Hindi nga sir, sorry
current
Mr.
storage.
Chong, tatagalugin ko na lang. Kaya siguro hindi nyo in-upgrade at talagang sinadya nyo na only 30 days as opposed to 3 months or 6 months dahil sinadya nyo, nakita kayo ng butas na kapag 30 days lang, hindi masasapol ang mga kabalastugan na nangyayari dyan sa loob ng NAIA.
GM Chong, reasonableng pagtatanong iyan dahil nga sa ating sitwasyon. So could you please address that? And then also, kanino nga bang uniforme yung apple green vest, etc. na rin? At na kaninong jurisdiction yung ganong tao?
To answer po yung question po ni Senator Tulfo, yun po ang current storage capability po ng MIAA ngayon. Pero pagbalik po namin, talagang i-review po namin yung policy and how much is the requirement po para ma-increase po yung storage. No? So isa po yun sa mga action item natin.
And also, Mr. Ridwan did mention that the guy was only wearing a green apple vest and there's no letters in it that says from what agency he's working with. And at the same time, Mr. Ridwan did say that he wasn't wearing an ID. And I know before you can enter NAIA, you have to have an ID, a pass or anything, a sticker at least pasted on your chest to identify yourself from what agency you're working with. In this case, this guy wasn't wearing anything, wasn't wearing an ID with a vest with no identifying marks from which agency he is from.
Tama po kayo,
Why did that
Senator.
happen?
Tama po kayo, Senator. Talagang hindi po dapat nakakapasok yung mga either employees or
Okay, dapat din nakapasok.
visitors.
Then who's
Hindi po
responsible
dapat
of guarding the airport? Is it the MIA?
sa MIAA po yon.
Then
Pero-
you guys are not doing your job. Because if you're doing your job, then dapat din nakapasok sa loob ng airport yung taong yun.
Yun po ang maganda sanang ma-investigate po namin, sir. Kaya lang po ang problema yung CCTV nga po, hindi na ho natin makita. No? So, yun po ang inaano ho namin sa security namin na intensify ho yung pag-check ng mga pasahero or pag-check ng mga employees.
Pero sa absence ng CCTV po na ganoon, at least based on the affidavit of Ridwan at yung photo na nakita ng staff ko online, kaninong uniforme yung ganyan? Yung dinescribe niyang navy blue pants, white shirt, and apple green vest. And based dun sa kaninong uniforme iyan, na kaninong jurisdiction yung taong ganyan?
Halos lahat po kasi ng mga employees ng airport, ginagamit po yung safety vest na apple green. So, yun po talaga ang normal na parang jacket or vest, no? As part of yung uniform po, lalo na sa mga ground handling employees. Pero so far, ma'am, yung wala ho kaming ground handling employee na naka-white shirt, blue pants, tsaka naka-vest, no? So yun po yung medyo mahirap pong ma-determine kung anong agency po siya.
Kung halos lahat po sa loob ng NAIA ay naka-apple green vest, pero walang naka-navy blue pants o walang naka-white shirt. So, but for all those personnel who are wearing apple green vests, na kaninong jurisdiction po sila?
When we say jurisdiction, ma'am, marami ho kasi tayong mga employees sa MIAA, no? May mga ground handlers tayo, may mga airline employees. So lahat po yon under po yon ng MIAA yung sa pag-issue po ng access passes sa kanila.
You know what, Madam Chair? Because I've been in and out of the country using NAIA 1, 2, and 3. Most people inside NAIA who are wearing the green vest are people from the MIAA, not from the PNP. Especially Mr. Ridwan did say that he didn't notice any identifying marks printed on the jacket of that guy. So that should be the responsibility of MIA. I would suppose that this guy, whoever that guy was, is a member of MIAA. And that's the reason, based on the affidavit of Mr. Ridwan, when he passed through the immigration, this guy and the immigration just winked at each other, and lo and below, he was able to go through.
So let's follow that line of questioning of yours, Sen. Rafi, with and Ridwan, for your information. Okay, before we move to the immigration officer, kasi nandito rin po ang IO na nag-stamp ng passport ni Ridwan. GM Chong, hindi po ba pwedeng i-check yung, say, employee register o kahit yung Bundy clock on March 7? Sinong naka-assign nung araw na yon para i-narrow down lang natin, para hindi natin iniisip lahat ng MIAA employees who were all wearing apple green vests on that day. Pwede po ba sa employee register o sa Bundy clock?
Papacheck po namin, ma'am. And then we'll
Okay.
submit to the committee po.
Please do that. Thank you.
Pero Madam
GM
Chair,
Chong. Yes, and Rafi.
it's really very important that we should get a commitment from Mr. Chong. Not next month. Next week, dapat upgraded na yung system ninyo sa CCTV. It must be done in a week.
Can you commit to that, Mr. Chong? Chair joins even the time frame of Sen. Rafi kasi araw-araw mukhang
Yes.
posibleng nangyayari ito
Thousands and
araw-araw.
thousands of passengers
Yes,
pass through NAIA.
Can you commit to that?
Give us
GM
an
Chong,
assurance that
by
in
next
1 week time, that the CCTVs must be upgraded, the system.
Madam Chair, I will talk to our technical committee po kung ano pong kailangan let's say, emergency procurement that we can do, no? To do the upgrade po.
This is an emergency to
Yeah.
stop human trafficking. Human trafficking is an emergency. Don't you think so?
I agree, sir. And
Thank you,
you're-
sir.
You're correct, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sen. Rafi and GM Chong. So now, Ridwan, we have invited here the immigration officer who stamped your passport. Okay. So, no. Okay, thank you, Ridwan. So may I call to before the committee, John Moses Hernandez? Yes, sir, you're here. Thank you. Salamat po. Ridwan, can you see Mr. John Moses Hernandez? Okay, all right, we'll show him to you. Okay, Ridwan, can you confirm that he is the officer who stamped your passport when you arrived on March?
Can he
Ah,
please take off his
7?
mask?
Mr. Hernandez, pakitanggalin lang po yung mask. Salamat po. So, but Ridwan, when he stamped your passport, he had his mask on.
Wait again.
Sorry, Mr. Hernandez, pakisuot muli.
Okay.
He is familiar.
Salamat po. All right, Ridwan, can you confirm that he was the officer who stamped your passport?
He is familiar, but I'm not sure he is. He
All
is.
right.
Yes.
Although you're not sure, he looks familiar.
Yes, familiar, but I'm
Oh.
not sure.
Please speak closer to the mic so we can hear you well.
Yes, he is familiar.
All right. So, though you are not sure, he looks familiar.
I'm not sure.
Uh,
It's like one month ago, right?
What is that? Please repeat.
It's like once a month ago, so I'm not sure, but he's familiar.
All right. So, we Ridwan, we actually got the information that it was Mr. Hernandez who stamped your passport. We got it from the Bureau of Immigration.
Ah,
So, was this person who looks familiar to you and
yes,
whom the immigration told us was the one who stamped your passport? Was he
Yes.
also the one who stamped the passports of your 2 Indonesian
Yeah,
companions?
3 Indonesian, including me.
All right. So the 3 Indonesians, including you, all your 3 passports were stamped by Mr. Hernandez.
Okay.
When he was stamping your passports, did he ask you any questions at all?
No, we have no conversation. We have no conversation.
No conversation. So
Yes.
now no conversation even about being a tourist, about visiting the beaches,
No,
the Philippines, or anything like that.
and he connected with the man who wearing apple green.
He connected with, how do you mean? What do you mean he
Yeah,
connected
they
with the man?
interact with eye to eye. I know because the apple green guy bring us to immigration staff to get stamp in the passport.
Okay, so he made eye contact with
Yes, of course.
the
Yes.
man in apple green
Yes.
vest.
Yes.
Okay, and when Mr. Hernandez stamped your passports,
Yes.
did he ask to see your return tickets to Indonesia?
No.
Did he ask to see any onward tickets out of the
No.
Philippines?
No. Just passport stamp finished.
All right. So no question about seeing a return ticket or an onward ticket.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Terima kasih, Ridwan. Now,
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez, meron ba kayong alternative recounting? Do you have a different memory about what happened that day?
Hindi ko na po matandaan.
Okay.
Hindi nyo na matandaan. Tinataka nyo po yung passports ng mga tao na pumapasok sa bansa natin bilang mga turista. Didn't you even ask questions to ascertain that they were really entering the Philippines for tourism purposes?
At makadagdag, Madam Chair.
Yes, Sen. Rafi.
Isn't it a standard operating procedure to ask questions, especially if it's a foreigner getting into our country? At least man lang kahit na isang question. In this case, you did not ask even one question as far as Ridwan is concerned. Why did you not ask one question? Kahit man lang one question. Sir,
Nag-ano po kami ng Hinahanapan po namin ng return ticket, passport, and
No, but at least you should have asked what is your purpose of visiting the Philippines? What are you here as a tourist or as a student or whatever? You should have asked those questions. And then the person that you're asking questions to must give you the right answers you're expecting from him. In this case, you didn't ask any question, nothing at all, which is very irregular.
At saka Mr. Hernandez, Sen. Rafi, kanina, earlier, Ridwan said you did not ask to see return tickets or onward tickets out of the Philippines. But now you're saying that, are you saying that you asked them for return tickets?
yes po, inaas po namin yan lagi. Return ticket.
No, you're saying you always ask. But in the case of Ridwan and his two companions, he said you did not ask the three of them for return tickets or onward tickets.
Inas ko po yun. Kasi yung pong aming standard operating procedure bilang isang
Asking for a return ticket, you must at least first ask the purpose of him visiting the Philippines. Am I right?
yes po, kasama rin po.
And you did not do that. He just said it. You did not ask a single question. And you know that the first thing that you should ask from anybody, especially foreigner, is the purpose of visiting our country, isn't it? Which you did not. Why?
Inas ko rin po yun.
Well, who's lying? Are you willing to undergo a lie detector test?
Yes po.
Good. Then put it on record that he's willing, and we'll conduct a lie detector test, polygraph test for this gentleman, Madam Chair.
Comsec, please note that the question of Sen. Rafi and the affirmative response of Mr. Hernandez, willing sila undergo ng lie
This is
detector
voluntary,
test.
though.
And it is voluntary. And let us also get the CCTV of the immigration counter. Can we do that, Commissioner Tansinko?
The CCTV of the Bureau of Immigration at NAIA is only focused on the counters. But unfortunately, based on our record, for NAIA Terminal 3, the storage capacity of our CCTV in the arrival area is only 23 days.
Even shorter than
Yes, ma'am.
30 days of MIAA.
It depends, the storage of our CCTV facility depends on the number of cameras. So the more cameras that the recorder accommodates, the shorter the storage days.
Commissioner, 2 taon na pong in the hot seat o 3 halos ang bureau no ngayon pinamumunuan ninyo about this whole issue of POGO-related prostitution and illegal recruitment and detention, naging pastilla scam, sobrang na-hot seat ang bureau nyo noon dito, ngayon hanggang human trafficking at crypto scamming. I would ask the bureau the same question Sen. Rafi asked the airport authority, hindi ba matagal ng panahon na i-upgrade ang storage capacity dahil napaka-critical po yung mga video na itatanong maya't maya ng Senado sa inyo?
We fully agree, Madam Chair. In fact, when I assumed last September, I was informed that the Bureau was already in the process of procuring or upgrading the CCTV cameras.
Under regular or emergency procurement?
Under
po?
regular. It was the procurement process was started during the previous administration. Then when I entered the Bureau, I immediately checked on the status of the procurement. Unfortunately, due to technicalities, the procurement did not push through, and the funds for that procurement was reverted to the National Treasury.
Nako, Commissioner, medyo unforgivable event po yun. Lalo na nga po, 2 taon, 3 taon higit dapat na upgrade na. May I pose the same time frame given by Sen. Rafi to the airport authority sa Bureau? Kaya nyo ba by next week to complete that aborted regular procurement before, and at the very least to give the committee an update, ano na yung status by next week at kailan makukumpleto yung upgrading na yan?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I could not commit because for 2023, we have no funds for the upgrading of CCTV. Precisely, we're asking the Department of Budget Management for an special release for the CCTVs.
Sir, don't you have emergency fund for things like this? How much is to upgrade? How much will it cost the Bureau of Immigration to upgrade all its CCTV storage?
We need at least 50 million, sir.
Don't you have emergency funds for it?
Unfortunately, Mr. Senator, our budget for the whole year is only 1.6 million, which
Okay.
already includes PS, MOE, and capital outlay. And we have no budget for this year capital outlay for the CCTV.
Million or billions?
Billion, 1.6 billion.
1.6 billion to upgrade all the CCTV cameras inside the immigration area?
No, sir. The 1.6 billion is our total budget for the year. We need at least 50 million for the upgrade, which is not funded for this year.
How about only for the international airports of where there are immigrations,
Yes, that's
like
that's
1, 2,
the,
and 3?
for 1, 2, and 3, considering that
Forget
terminal-
about the offices of the immigration, the buildings, just the NAIA terminal where the booths of the immigration officers who interviews foreigners in and out.
for Terminal 1 and 3, it is some of 10 million will be, because it's only an upgrade, sir.
Okay, so 10 million. So the immigration doesn't have 10 million at hand in its bank account right now?
We have, but it's not allocated for that purpose, Your Honor.
Is there a way through the Senate legislation or
If
whatever?
the-
Can
Or yun ba yung subject ng inquiry nyo sa DBM, Commissioner?
Yes, Your Honor, if DBM will allow us to realign or to amend
we
our,
have a member of the DBM from here, in this
I
hearing right
think
now?
not, Sen. Rafi. Pero when will DBM soonest reply to your request, Commissioner?
to be honest, ma'am, we have not yet received a reply, but we'll update the committee, ma'am.
And could you, or before updating us, could you please, Commissioner, could the Bureau tell the department na inaapura ng Senate Committee itong pag-upgrade ng CCTV equipment systems nyo? Because you cannot even provide us the Bureau cannot even provide us critical video sa aming mga investigation to stop this human trafficking and crypto scamming.
Yes, ma'am. In fact,
Sorry, sir. Siguro, Madam Chair, we can help. Siguro tayo sa Senate and then them, sabay-sabay tayong tumawag sa DBM para mas mabilis yung proseso, para agad-agad maaksyonan yung request ng BI tungkol doon sa 10 million na aprubahan, ma-realign yung budget para doon sa upgrading ng storage ng CCTV cameras nila sa mga NAIA.
thank
Yes,
you, Your
Sen.
Honor.
Rafi.
Airports.
The chair will do that. So please, Commissioner,
Yes.
within this next week, let's get a firm, let's get a status update and a firm commitment from DBM if and when they may accede to your request. 10 million.
Yes.
No, I mean, it's sobrang value for money kapag naibigay po yung 10M sa inyo for this purpose to stop this, not just monetary, but iba't ibang forms ng human suffering na dulot nito.
Yes, ma'am. And just for the information of the committee, Your Honors, I have instructed our Bid and Awards Committee that any procurement for the airport facilities should be emergency procurement. Unfortunately, we received feedback that we have to request from the GPPB that we be allowed to procure under the emergency procurement process.
Nag-request na po ba kayo sa GPPB?
We made already inquiries, but the feedback that we're getting is that the authority to procure under emergency process, the authority is issued longer than the regular bidding.
Well, in any case, meron na po tayong at least isang concrete action na gagawin vis-a-vis yung DBM. Pakitrabahuhin nyo yung GPPB. Let's move on from there. Pero by next week, dapat po materially na iba na po yung sitwasyon sa Bureau in terms of yung pag-upgrade, soonest na pag-upgrade ng CCTV system nyo. And in any case po, Commissioner, even before the CCTV is needed, ang first or last line of defense na mga kababayan natin going out, and our first line of defense against any possible potential victims of human trafficking into the Philippines, even before the technology, should be the personnel, the human beings, yung mga IO natin tulad ni Mr. Hernandez. So hindi po ba na pag may pumapasok sa Pilipinas, tinatanong man lang kung anong pakay nila dito? So don't we even do that cursory check?
We fully agree, Your Honor. The standard operating procedure is we have to check that the passport is valid, that there's a visa if the foreigner is coming from a visa required country, then the return ticket, then we ask for the purpose of travel, hotel accommodation, itinerary. That's the basic questions we ask on passengers arriving, foreign passengers arriving in the country.
So very important po yung Ridwan said that Mr. Hernandez did not ask him or his companions the purpose of their visit, did not ask them for an exit or onward ticket.